2 days later, I'm feeling less miserable. I even go for a long, brisk, healthy walk like the nurse recommended, something which I had avoided and dodged with all sorts of excuses earlier. What happened? Jeez. I feel more active in class as well, delighting our science homeroom/homeroom teacher, Mr. Muto, with the correct and promptly delivered answers. The break right now between the two morning classes is too short for any sort of meaningful activity, but too long to just spend it sitting in the classroom and doing nothing. Going out into the hallway isn't much better, but flexing my stiffened muscles is a better use of time than letting them get stiffer by staying seated. That was a weird sentence. The door of the neighboring classroom door opens. The students of 3-4 emerge to further fill up the already semi-crowded hallway. Seems their teacher kept them in for a few extra minutes. Hate that. Emmy is among them. She notices me noticing her, which almost makes me look away on reflex. I don't, however. I don't, however. I don't know if you could hear the bird. Bitch! I'm gonna close my window. I like the air, but this bird. I don't, however, and Emmy smiles at me as she happily skips me towards me past the other students. Emmy looks energetic, showing no sign of illness whatsoever. Seems she recovered from the cold. Hey, good morning. Nice to see you back on your feet. Feeling better now? She looks fine to me, but I still feel compelled to ask. Thanks. And yeah, I do. It's just a cold, nothing serious. Sorry, I'm hiccuping really bad. Emmy laughs confidently, as if to emphasize her condition. I wonder for a moment what would count as a serious in Emmy's book. She seems to be eager to put the topic aside, though. Where are you going? Off to Rin's room to see if she's awake yet. Oh, she skipped morning class? Sheepish smile emerges on Emmy's face as she gets slightly flustered. Not exactly. Seems she caught the cold that I had. Sorry to hear that. And she was out on the rain on Sunday with us, after all. Saw her on Monday, but she was feeling a bit under the weather back then, too. Yeah, anyway, I'll ask the nurse some cold medication to give her if she doesn't get better soon. She leaves for the girls' dorm. I want to go with her to wish Rin well, but I want to tell her that I'm better now, too. It doesn't feel appropriate. An unspecified feeling diverts my thoughts away. Somehow, I just can't summon the resolve to go in there. Is this what Iwanako went through when she tried to send me what she felt? That's a weird comparison. But I guess it makes sense. That was the whole day? That's crazy. Okay. Love to see it. Even though I'm feeling more energetic, I'm still hesitant about going over there to talk to Rin. It's not 2 days later, on Friday, and I finally gather enough courage to enter the girls' dorm. Ask the first person I meet inside for directions to Rin's room. I knock on Rin's unmarked door and wait. After a few seconds of silence, I hear something rustling inside the room. I start wondering if maybe I should have brought something for her, like a can of warm coffee or some oranges. Could have peeled them for her. Well, too late now. The door opens soundlessly. It was already unlocked. I find myself staring at the Rin, who stares back at me. Does she have any other clothes, I wonder? Probably not. She can't put them on herself. I doubt she has like a change of costume ready. She looks like she just got out of bed with her hair all messed up. Oh God, she's wearing her underwear. Okay. And barely any clothes on. She's smiling. Hello. This is a strange, stupid-looking smile on Rin's face. I'm not exactly sure why. Rin smiles so rarely that it seems to be out of place every time, especially now, given her partially undressed state. Said state makes me feel extremely conflicted about whether or not this was a good idea. Her cheeks are flushed rose red, contrasting the milky pale complexion of a person who doesn't get enough sunlight. Her forehead looks sweaty. She might have a fever. Hi. Now what? I didn't plan on anything further than this, and Rin is staring at me with those expectant eyes of hers again. Something about this situation gives me very strange vibes. Her eyes are even more vacant than usual, as she seems to have a hard time focusing them on anything. The lack of clothing is disturbing, but since she herself doesn't seem bothered, why should I be? True. I keep telling myself that. I thought I'd pay you a visit since you haven't been at the art club, and I wanted to talk with you and wish you well. Rin doesn't show any sign of recognizing what I just said, making me wonder if she actually understood my words, or if she even heard them. Maybe it's his fever making her groggy. She might actually have been asleep before I came over. Okay. She turns on her heel and withdraws from the door, walking back inside the small room. From the doorway, I can see her walk to her bed and half fall down, half sit down on the messy pile of bedsheets. The open doorway seems to be more of an obstacle in my mind than a closed door was. But since Rin doesn't say anything else, I step through it and into her room. Her room's so cool. Compared to, like, ours and Hanako's. Why is that a laptop? The fuck? She has a little, like, TV. Damn. Hers is so much cooler than everybody else's. Rin is on her bed, leaning against the wall, leaving only the chair in the room for me. Just get on the bed, Hisao. Chill. Did it get dark? Oh, it got really dark. My bad. The window really gave me a lot of light, didn't it? She keeps quiet even after I sit down, so maybe she meant to invite me in, but forgot to say it aloud. An implied invitation, as it were. Very exciting. Nobody's visited me before. The breaking of the silence draws my attention from the room to its inhabitant, who currently seems to be in the middle of a very profound thought process. Actually, that was not true. About visiting. But Emmy doesn't count even if she visits. She always pampers me too much. I think she's having too much fun. I think I forgot to put a bra on myself. By myself. How can she even? I guess they... How? Wait, you'd have to... She obviously has to have, like, front clipping ones, right? So she would probably have to, like, get down and, like, roll and, like, put her stubs through the straps and, like gyrate to get them, right? And then she would have to, like, I guess she would just bend forward, right, with her legs and just, like, clip them in the front. Unless it's, like a sports bra, which would make sense. Because then maybe she just have to, like worm up into it. Anyway, she looks groggy down at her chest. Which is probably why I don't have one on, now that I think about it. I haven't failed to notice that Rin doesn't have her shirt buttoned up either, but I try to keep my eyes strictly locked on hers. It's rather evident that she's not a very body-conscious person. My own body, however, is quite conscious of hers right now. That's a crazy way to say that. She came to wake me up 7:30 today. Can you imagine that? She pauses for a while and glances up at my dumbfounded face. On second thought, you probably can. It's not like the reverse rainbow fish I tried to imagine earlier. That was hard. Well, yes, that seems like a pretty normal time to wake up if you want to go to class in the morning. I'm trying to sound as reasonable as possible to counteract Rin's unreasonable annoyance. Told her to sod off. She gave me these meds, told me to take them. I follow her eyes to the night table and then the pill bottle sitting on top of it. I pick it up and turn it to the label to see what kind of medication Emmy brought. Active ingredient codeine. You took all of these? No. Yes. I've been eating some since there's so many of them. Seem to make this thing not so bad. Actually, I think I'm feeling just fine. Her head lolls round and round, making it look like she's so high. Why am I so dark? I'm sorry. Hold on, can I fix that? Her head lolls round and round, making it look like she's either trying to stretch her neck muscles or possibly pass out. She took several of these pills. Can that be safe? At least it's bound to have some side effects, which I'm afraid of witnessing right now. I'm feeling just fine. I am fine. Just someone take this buzzing away from my head. I can't think straight. The annoying expression returns to Rin's face. It's like many of those insect things, or one really big insect thing. Lots of wings. Very much color and everything. She's so high. What's the word for this? Like a butterfly? Never mind, I remembered. It's butterflies. Yeah, she has a lot of butterfly imagery. Like, she talks about butterflies a lot. She smiles slightly at her last observation. A small pause in her monologue is not long enough for me to dare say something that could potentially, but not likely, salvage this discussion. I love butterflies. They're the best animal. Did you see any on your way here? Hisao? She utters my name after an afterthought, possibly to make clear that she is now addressing me instead of just speaking her mind to whoever might be listening. This odd situation has left me speechless, or more or less, since the moment Rin first opened her mouth. Now that she herself doesn't seem to have anything else to add, silence fills the small room. She was talking to you. Respond. It makes me glance around in an attempt to find something to talk about. Rin's room is as small as mine. The big window, which takes up most of the wall furthest at the door, opens to the east, just like mine. It looks very normal, which strikes me as strange. I expected something more different. About a dozen paintings, most of them in Rin's signature abstract style, and a few art posters taking up almost all the available wall space, but that's just the only difference here between her room and mine. And her desk is so much cooler than yours. What do you mean? Her was not exactly ascetic. I don't know what that word is. Ascetic. But it doesn't look like what I'd expected from a girl's room either. Faint smell of art. The paint and paper is floating in the air. It's the same smell as the art room has. I wonder if that's bad for you to be ingesting fumes like that all the time. Everything she owns seems to be arranged in various piles around her room. The room looks nice. It's an empty sentence, the one used to fill empty spaces in conversations, but my wits are failing me pretty hard right now. Yeah, would you like me to show you the place? She looks down at her half-open shirt quizzically, making me inadvertently follow her gaze to her chest. Oh, I guess I already did. I can't deny that, no matter how hard I try to act properly. It is very nice that you came to see me. It makes me feel very... what's the word? You know, the one about things and stuff. Anyway, you came. Rin's rambling makes me remember that I actually came here for a reason. Hey, about what we talked about on Monday. On the rooftop, remember? Rin doesn't seem to be exactly attentive right now. Not that she ever is, but I plow my head and get it off my chest anyway. I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to be better from now on, I guess. I hate being pathetic, so I decided I'm not going to be anymore. I guess that's all. Okay. Isn't that good? The blurry words flow out of her lips slowly and uncontrollably. I'm happy for you. I think. That's what I think. You shouldn't look so sad all the time. I mean, looking sad is fine. You are not sad. But you look sad, like you actually said. That's no good. Are you on some training camp where they make men out of boys? Or mountaintop meditation? No, I don't think so. Oh, I guess that's fine too. The sentences came out of her mouth, and probably her brain one at a time with a small pause between each, making her gibberish hard to understand. I just think that it would be a good idea. Maybe it's not. Min finishes with one more line, getting to say the last word over herself, an impressive display of what I can only describe as mental shadowboxing. While I'm embarrassing myself, I might as well tell you that I'm sorry that I said some stupid things to you last week. It's your own business to decide what you're going to do. She seems not to register my words at first, but then understanding lights in her eyes and she waves her head around in a way that could be interpreted as anything. It's okay. I probably said stupid things too. It's just sometimes a bit hard to keep my thoughts the way I like them. They're not very straight, at least most of the time. That's not what I want. What? That's not I want to have them straight. I just wish they were, at least in some shape. Round is fine too, but I need more definition. My thoughts are very messy. Messy. Oh. She repeats the words melancholically, then flops lying on her bed and nuzzles her head against her pillow, shutting her eyes. Enough. Tired. You should go. I'm gonna sleep again. She opens one of her eyes to look at me. Was it you who liked looking at sleeping girls, or someone else? Maybe there were many of those. I can't remember. You can stay if you want. No, I'll leave. I have to do homework anyway. You should have slept with her, sir. That would have been cute. That would have been fucked up. No, don't do that. You need consent. I'm sorry it's so dark. I feel so weird. Whatever. The episode's almost over. I stand up from my chair and take a step towards the door. Wait. The request stops me in my tracks, not that I intended to scoot off right away. She looks so dumb. I look over my shoulder at the girl lying on her bed, again with the strangest smile out of her features. She should smile more often. I can walk you to the door. It's the least a gentleman can do. Rin giggles like a kid, making me beyond absolutely certain she took far too many of her cold medication today. I've always wanted to say that. Slowly, with difficulty, Rin first rises to the sitting position again, then she stands up with even more difficulty and more slowly still. As if guided by some masculine automation, my eyes instantly lower to the curve of her thighs, the striped panties, at which my point manners force me to lift my gaze up at Rin's eye level. It's getting almost too hard to do that. Rin is standing, although barely. It looks like she has trouble keeping her usually decent balance. Again, probably a side effect of the medicine. Her dumb little smile. She takes an unsteady step towards me, then another smaller one as she notices that it's not a good idea to try taking big steps. I feel my muscles tense as I prepare to catch Rin as she falls down. Aww. She's naked. She manages to take 2 more steps before she falls against me. To my surprise, neither downwards momentum nor sleight of height difference are able to stop Rin from pressing her heart-shaped lips squarely against mine. Did we ever kiss, Hanako? Besides, like, during the love scene? I don't remember if we kissed in the end. As our lips part, after a confusing moment of nothing but taste of Rin, I look down at her, trying to find some explanation of this bewildering event. The euphoric smile of a madman broadens on Rin's lips again, and I wonder if I'll remember this tomorrow. I'm absolutely stumped on how to respond. Rin takes a step backwards, separating her body from mine, making me only now realize that they were connected in the first place. The second step is actually a fall backwards, luckily straight onto her bed. The thud of Rin's thin body makes against the mattress breaks the silence. I move quickly over to her to see if she hurt herself, only to be met with the peaceful face of Rin dreaming. Rin sleeps. She is lying diagonally across the bed, somehow managing to have simultaneously fallen asleep while standing up, and fallen down in a way that she doesn't injure herself. Fool's luck. I tuck Rin in, covering her with the sheets as well as I can. This is so cute. Why is it getting darker? I'm sorry, my camera. Holy shit. Oh, my light's dying. That's why. My light is going to die completely soon. Okay. She feels very light, even though I'm not that strong. I stand up to look at her, the oval-shaped face, and the dark eyelashes shut against the feverish cheeks, the slender body covered with pale sheets. Rin sleeps. A conflict. No. Conflicts. Plural. Churn inside of me. I think of calling a nurse to keep an eye on her, but decide against it. After taking one more glance at her peaceful face, I decide that she'll be fine. I do pocket the remaining pills, though. Okay, that's weird. I exit the room and then close the door silently behind me. I exhale deeply, only now realizing that I've held my breath for the better part of a minute. Taking a moment to relax, I try to calm my heart racing like a jackrabbit. That was so cute. That was the cutest scene I've ever seen.